Enter the players. You are welcome, masters. Welcome all. I am glad to see thee well. Welcome, good friends or old friend. Why thy face is balanced since I saw thee last? Comest thou to beard me in Denmark? What, my young lady and mistress? By a lady. Your ladyship is nearer to heaven than when I saw you last by the altitude of a chopin. Pray God, your voice like a piece of uncurrent gold be not cracked within the ring. Masters, you are all welcome. Well untoed, like French falconer, fly at anything we see. We'll have a speech straight. Come give us a taste of your quality. Come a passionate speech. What speech, my good lord? I heard thee speak me a speech once, but it was never acted, or if it was not above once, for the player. I remember, please not the million. 'Twas cavalry to the general, but it was, as I received it, and others, whose judgments in such matters cried in the top of mine. An excellent play, well digested, in the scenes set down with as much modesty as cunning. I remember one said there were no cellars in the lines, to make the matter savory, nor no matter in the pace, that might indict the odor of affectation, but called it an honest method, as wholesome as sweet, and by very much more handsome than fine. One speech in it I chiefly loved, 'twas Anna's tale to Dido, and dream about of it, especially when he speaks of Priam's slaughters. If it lives in your memory, beginning at this line, let me see, the rogued Pyrrhus like the Hyrcanian beast. 'Tis not so, it begins with Pyrrhus. The rogued Pyrrhus, he rose sable arms, black as his purpose, did the knight resemble when he lay couched in the ominous horse. Had now this dread and black complexion smeared with heraldry more dismal, head to foot. Now is he total ghouls, horridly tricked, with blood of fathers, mother, daughters, sons, baked and impasted with the perching streets. That land the tyrannous and damned light to their lord's mother, rusted in road and fire, and those o'erside with coagulate gore, with eyes like carbuncles, the hellish Pyrrhus, old grandsire Priam seeks. So proceed you, for God, my lord, well spoken with good accent and good discretion. Anon he finds him, strickling to shout at Greeks, his antique sword rebellious to his arm, lies where it falls, repugnant to command, unequal matched. Pyrrhus at Priam drives, in range strikes wide, but with the whiff and wind of his fell sword, the unnerved father falls, then senseless Elohim, seeming to feel this blow, with flaming top, stoops to his base, and with a hideous crash, takes prisoner Pyre's ear, for lo, his sword, which was declining on the murky head, a reverent Priam seemed it a air to stick, so as the painted tyrant, Pyrrhus stood, and like neutral to his will and matter, did nothing. But as we often see, against some storm, a silence in the heaven, the wreck stands still, the bold wind speechless, and the orb below, as harsh as death. Anon the dreadful thunder doth rend the region, so after Pyrrhus' pause, a roast faintness sets him new awoke, and never did a cyclop hammer fall on Mars' armor, fogged for proof eternity, with less remorse than Pyrrhus' bleeding swords now falls on Priam. Out, out, those trumpet fortune, all you gods, in general synod, take away her power. Break all the spokes and valleys from the wheel, and bubble the round nave, down the hill of heaven, as low as to the friends. This is too long. It shall to the barbers with your beard. Pretty say on, his for a jig or a tail or bowdry, or his sleeves. Say no, come to Hecuba. But who has seen the mobled queen? The mobled queen? That's good, mobled queen is good. Run barefoot up and down, threatening the flames, with bison rehearms a cloud upon the head, where late the diadem stood, and for a robe about her lank and all o'er-teamed loins, a blanket in the alarm of fear coat of. Who this had seen, with tongue in venom steeped, gainst fortune's state would treason have pronounced. But if the gods themselves did see her then, when she saw appearance make malicious sport, in my sling, with this sword her husband's limbs, the instead paused the clamor that she made, unless things mortal moved them not at all, would have made milk the burning eyes of heaven, and passion in the gods. Look, where he has not turned his color, and has tears in his eyes. Pretty no more. This will I'll have to speak out the rest of this soon. Good my lord, will you see the players well bestowed? Do you hear? Let them be well. Used for they all the abstract and brief chronicles of the time. After you that you were better have a bad epitaph than their air report while you live. Polonius, my lord, I will use them according to their desert. God's bodkin, man, much better. Use every man after his desert. And who shall escape whipping? Use them after your own honor and dignity. The less they deserve, the more merit is in your bounty. Take them in. Come, sirs, follow him, friends. We'll hear a play tomorrow, aside the players. Dost thou hear me, old friend? Can you play the mother of Gonzago? I, my lord, will hate tomorrow night. You could for a need study a speech of some dozen of 16 lines, which I would set down and insult in it. Could you not? I, my lord. Very well. Follow that lord, and look you mock him not. My good friends, I will leave you till night. You are welcome to Alcinor. Excellent Polonius and players. Good, my lord. Exnus. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Aye, so goodbye to you. Now I am alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I! Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his own conceit that from her working all his visage waned, tears in his eyes, distraction in his aspect, a broken voice, and his whole function suiting with forms to his conceit, and all for nothing for Hecuba. Was Hecuba to him, or he to Hecuba, that he should weep for her? What would he do? Had he the motive and the cue for passion that I have, he would drown the stage with tears, and cleave the general ear with horrid speech, make mad the guilty, and appall the free, confounded the ignorant, and amaze indeed the very faculties of eyes and ears. Yet I, a dull and muddy-mouthed rascal pig, like John o' Dreams, unpregnant of my cause, and can say nothing, no, not for a king, upon whose property and most dear life and damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Who calls me villain? Break my paid across, plucks off my beard and blows it in my face, twirls me by the nose, give me the lead draught as deep as to the lungs. Who does me tease? His swans, I should take it, for it cannot be. But I am pigeon-livered, and lack gall to make oppression bitter or arduous. I should have flattered all the region kites with this slave's awful, bloody, bodily villain, remorseless, treacherous, lacquerous, kindless villain. O Vanganus, why what an asthma! This is most brave, that I, the son of a dear father murdered, prompt to my revenge by heaven and hell, must like a will unpack my heart with words and fall a cussing like a very dram. As Cleon fee upon the fall about my brains, I have heard the guilty creatures sitting at play. Have by the very cunning of the sin been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions? For mother, though it hath no tongue, will speak, will most miraculous organ. I'll have these players play something like the mother of my father. Before mine uncle, I'll observe his looks. I'll tend him to the quick. If a dull blanch, I know my causes. The spirit that I have seen may be a devil, and the devil hate power. They assume a pleasing shape. Yea, and perhaps, out of my weakness and my melancholy, as he is very potent with such spirits, Abuse me to damn me. I'll have crowns more relative than this. The place the dean's wearing, I'll catch the conscience of the king. Exit.